What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mike It Yourself. In this week's video, we're gonna have to address a problem that I was hoping that I wouldn't have to address again. I hope this thing doesn't turn into like some kind of saga. Well, I can tell you right now, this will be it for me. If I fix the problem, great. If I don't, then I'm gonna have to start looking at options, and we'll talk about what those options are in just a minute. So here's my problem. I've mentioned it on prior videos, but since I've switched over to these rotors, I get a lot of humming from the rotor, and it's driving me nuts, to be honest. It sounds like a damn school bus sometimes coming to a stop, and even while I'm riding, you can hear it kind of hum. And I've changed out my brake pads, I've bled the brakes, and it's not working out. And I think it might be essentially the finish on this rotor. I think over time, if I let it, it will get roughed up enough where that sound will go away. But I'm gonna advance that, right? Like, I'm gonna move the clock by scuffing it up myself. So here's the deal. If this, scuffing of the rotors doesn't resolve the issue for me, I have really two options. Option one, and probably the cheapest option, is to refinish the stock rotors, because I can get those pretty shiny and, I mean, close to chrome, and put those on. The downside is they don't go with it, right? Like, they got a different design where this goes with it. Option B is to find another set of rotors that will address that problem. And I just saw a video on another channel where they showed similar rotors, but this part here wasn't chromed out. It was like a really rough matte finish. So that even leads, that makes me feel more like I'm on the right track with this being the problem. Because when I first got these rotors, it was solid chrome all the way through. So what little bit of, I guess, rough or abrasive nature it has now is due to me riding it and, it just getting beat up by the brakes. But I think what's happening is it's a little give and take. So yes, the pads are beating it up a little bit, but at the same time, it might even be glossing my pads. So it could be just kind of, bouncing back and forth. So we're going to take this thing off. We're going to take off the rotors. We're going to get those things scuffed up really good, and I got some special tools to do that. And I'm really excited because I'm going to have a special helper to do this all with me today. And here's my surprise assistant here. So I'm going to teach my daughter how to jack up the bike, how to stabilize the bike, because we are going to be pulling that weight off of the front of it, so we don't want it to tip back. And then we're going to pull that axle out, so I'm going to walk her through that process. I'm not going to walk you through that process, so we'll just kind of do our thing, and as soon as we get the wheel off and we start focusing on the rotors, we'll look at the tools and the process that we're going to follow to try to fix this issue.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we've got the first rotor off. So we're going to do this, one at a time. And I'm throwing it down on the cardboard to just kind of hold it stable a little bit. You definitely don't want to do this on a, like on a towel or whatever, like I have underneath, just because if, as you're scuffing this up, that bit grabs a hold of the towel, it's going to wrap it up really quick. So it's just, trust me, ask me how I know, right? So this is the tool. It attaches to your drill gun, and it's got 2 different size abrasive pads. And to be quite honest, I think I got this at like the 99-cent store. I just happened to run up on it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So what this is it's meant for rotors and basically to clean them up, right? So it's got that size, and then it's got this larger one. So because this rotor is much smaller, we're going to use the smaller pad, and all I'm going to do is really just get on it and work my way around it until I feel like I've got a really good scuffed up surface. So let me do a little example here. All right, so hopefully this shows up well on the camera, but I've scuffed that up. You want to be careful. I got a little bit down here, but you want to not go too low, because then you'll ruin the finished area that you want to keep nice and clean. So we're going to stay essentially above this line and work our way around the entire disc. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the back side of it, because that acts as the brake as well too. So we got to do both sides. I'm going to knock it out. Okay, so I've got this first one done, and guys, I will tell you, patience is key. Take your time when you do this. When I was younger, and even today, I struggled a lot with wanting to rush through things, and that lowered the quality. At one point in my life, I was a QA inspector, and I can tell you that as speed increases, quality decreases. It is what it is, right? Like, just take your time, that way you can get as close to straightest lines as you can. You get the outlook that you're looking for, and you go through and take care of business. So all I have to do now is put this one back on the wheel, torque it down. Don't forget, you got to use your thread locker. Important for this piece. We'll pull the other one off and get that one done.
Inside of me, you better watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick. You left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. Adrenaline pressure, it's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter, try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever, the beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness, I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key controlled by fight or flight. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Okay guys, so we've got the front wheel back on, and unfortunately this isn't going to be one of those situations where we get to see the outcome right away. I'm going to have to put a couple more miles on this thing to see, once I apply the brakes quite a few times, if that glazing, I think earlier I said glazing of the brake pads, if that comes into play or whatever. But all in all, you saw the finish, it's roughed up. That was kind of the intent, and fingers crossed this works out. Like I said, if not, then I've got two options. I go back to my stockies, I've got to polish them up and make them look nice, or I got to buy another set where that area is finished properly. And I'm super excited and super proud today, because as you saw, my daughter helped me do a lot of the work, and during the process, and I gotta say, like, I think any mechanic would agree with me that it's almost a rite of passage to break a tool. And my daughter broke her first tool today. So this was my T40 Torx bit. It's a 1/2 inch drive, so it's not a small one. And yeah, it broke off. So she broke her first tool. I'm super excited about it. If you're a mechanic, you're wrenching, and you're a parent, I know you know what I'm talking about. So I want to thank her very much for helping me out, and I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it's again, this is not so much of showing you how to do something, but rather what I'm doing to try to resolve a problem I have. And hopefully I can come back with a review video to talk about the outcome of it and where I'm at. So until that video does post, become a subscriber, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the win.